Hello and welcome everybody to my channel. My name is Lisa Jansen. I'm also known as Job Coach Germany. I support you with landing your dream job here in Germany. And today I would like to talk to you about a topic that is really going on my nerves, that is really annoying me when it comes to applying for a job. And I want to start with reading something to you that you might find familiar. Hi, Pooja. Thank you very much for joining me here. So, just think about you applying for a job, and then at some point you receive an email that sounds just like that. Let me read it to you. Hello. Thank you for your interest in the XY position at company XYZ. We were fortunate to have received a high volume of applications, resulting in an extremely competitive candidate pool. After carefully reviewing your application, we have determined that the credentials of other candidates better fit the requirements of the position. For this reason, we have decided not to move forward with your application at this time. We encourage you to keep an eye out on our career site and apply for other opportunities that interest you and align with your experience and skill set. Thank you again, and we wish you all the best in your job search. Sincerely, XYZ Recruiting. And Vinny is here. Hi, Vinny. So, guess what that was? A generic rejection letter. And generic rejection letters are the things that bother me when it comes to applying for a job. And that's what I want to share with you guys. Because I know that many of you who are in the middle of the job application process are receiving letters like that. And if you've been following me for quite some time, or you've also done your research on your own, you know that you should still try to engage with the recruiting team. Yeah. So at this point, once you've received an email, you should maybe go back and answer them again and tell them, thank you very much for taking the time to consider me, to read through my application. Now, consider still, this is sometimes not possible because the email that you've received has come from a generic email address that even says no reply email. So, what about to do then? Yeah, so this is actually a topic that I want to talk about and that I'm also passionate about. And it's kind of like I don't know. It's a really a dilemma inside of me because I know both sides. I know the HR side because I've worked in HR for several years and I know how the application process looks like. And on the other hand, being an applicant, and seeing all of my coachees who are applying for new jobs, I can also see that they are devastated if they get emails like that. And I totally understand because obviously you've put in so much effort. So let's go back a little bit. Let's try to take a look at this problem from different perspectives, from different points of views. And I don't know how long this live will take today. It's just that this topic popped in my head and it's something that is really close to my heart and I want to share with you guys so that you understand what's going on. So normally what happens? You are applying for a job. And if you're really passionate about it, if you're really into it, and you've learned a couple of the things that I've shared with you guys, for example, so that you know that you need to adjust your job application documents and make a bespoke, a tailored application package for that particular company, right? So you've put in all of this effort into designing and writing an extraordinary application. So a CV and a cover letter for this particular employer of your choice. Yeah. So for some applicants, this even takes several days to do all of the research, to go and do the mindset work, because for everybody, it's not easy to open up that application folder and over again apply. At some point, when you've received many over and over rejections, you are at a point where you're closing off. You're just fed up with all of this stuff. So it really feels for some people like a it's such a huge mindset blockage, or even like a panic attack that they get if they have to open up their application folder and take a look at their overview of all of the applications that they have sent, and right into their overview in their spreadsheet, decline, rejection, again and again. Yeah, so this is the mindset work that is involved in this entire application process. So they've done this mindset work, then you've tailored your application to the values, to the mission and the vision of that particular company. Yeah, and then you send out this application, and then you wait. And that's probably the most difficult time, not knowing what is going on. You check your emails and even your spam folder every 10 minutes just to make sure that you really don't miss out on that reply that you're waiting for so desperately. Yeah, so you're waiting for that reply from your favorite employer, and then you go back to check the application portal where you uploaded all of your application documents as well. And you check over and over whether you've actually uploaded all of the required documents, or whether there's anything else that you can do. Nothing. And then finally, after a couple of weeks or even months, you receive a reply. And it's a generic rejection email with a greeting at the bottom. Good luck with your future endeavors, your XYZ recruiting team. So there's not even a person that you can talk to, and you don't get any individual feedback. So how does that actually make you feel? How do you feel about that? You can be very honest, because I'm honest, it upsets me. It's really frustrating. It's not nice. It's not how we should treat people. It's not how we should treat applicants, don't you think? And even if you wanted to reply and say thank you very much for taking the time to read through my application, there is sometimes this no reply email address. Or whom should you even address if you just get this good luck with your future endeavors, your XYZ recruiting team? Are you saying thank you, dear XYZ recruiting team, for taking the time? Well, it sounds like a little bit not necessary anymore, does it? Don't you think that this behavior of the companies is actually is rude, is a bit rude, after all of the hours and effort and energy that you've put into this writing of the application package? Well, there is and then obviously waiting for the answer and hoping for this opportunity. Yeah, because obviously you've made up your mind, you wanted to work with this company, and now all of a sudden this door is closing. So what are you about to do? How does it make you feel? Is it rude, or am I just seeing it from a wrong side? Well, for you being an applicant, there are two options that you can do after receiving this rejection email. You could simply go back and check again for new positions and apply with that particular company again and again and again. And I know that from my personal experience, I've done that. I've done that many times, and at some point it has worked, because there was another person maybe that has screened the documents maybe, and then at some point I got a position with that company. But actually, what I want you to be aware of is one thought. And this one thought that I want you to think about is the attitude of having this in mind. Great, this company wasn't the right door for me. And it's maybe good that it hasn't worked out, because now there's the opportunity for a new door that might open up, that is actually treating me like a human being, that is actually valuing me for taking the time and putting in all of this effort for this particular application. So what do you think? Are generic rejections still a thing? And now another thing, do we as the applicants still have to put up with employers like that? We are nowadays in an employee-driven market, or also an applicant-driven market. So what do you think? I want to see a shift. I want to see a shift that the companies actually take the time to give you feedback on why it didn't work out. And I don't just want to have, and even if they say, okay, there were other candidates that were better, that fit better to the requirements, that's okay, that's wonderful. But don't write any emails anymore. Good luck with your future endeavors, your XYZ recruiting team. Yeah, because you don't have a person that you can actually talk to. Now, let's take the other the other perspective that I want to share with you as well from the HR side. What is happening in the background? So having worked in recruiting myself and having screened so many applications, I can't even tell how many I've seen, but it's very difficult, because what normally happens is that it depends on what the company is working with. Sometimes they have a screening software, and this screening software will take a look at whether you have actually used all of the keywords from the job ad. Yeah, that you are meeting the requirements that they have set into their in how do you say that, artificial intelligence. So in the screening software, right? So that's the first check. If the company is not working like that, then they maybe, if they are bigger companies, they have interns or apprentices who are doing the first screening even. Yeah. So this is how you actually get involved with the entire HR process in recruiting. So this is what you can do. You get an overview of the standards. This is what you need to look out for. If you find one, then this person can move on. If this person doesn't meet these requirements, this person is out of the process. Now, all of the applications that are moving forward are being processed. Yeah. And even that takes a long time. In Germany, normally we say it's like 2 to 3 weeks that you need to keep in mind with regards to application screening from the HR side. So the recruiters are working with the applicants that are moving forward, and they are basically going through the different requirements and taking a look who's the right person. But they want to make this decision very quickly, because they know that if this person fits to that particular position, they need to interview this person as soon as possible. Because if this person is really skilled, another company might come and just offer them a contract, right? So here the company needs to be very quick. And even nowadays, or especially nowadays, the companies need to be even quicker, because we are in an employee-driven market. So they will be very quick with screening and deciding whom to invite to the job interview and whom to offer this position then. But they are very slow when it comes to sending the rejections. So from my personal experience, what I've seen, it actually was very embarrassing that there were times when I was sending out rejection letters that were sent out 1.5 years later. And it was 1.5 years later because we were so full of work that it wasn't possible. It wasn't possible to get all of the workload done. Obviously, companies are always improving their processes as well. So hopefully nowadays it works out better, but this is what can happen. Yeah. So, and that's why applicants sometimes don't get an answer right away, or are waiting for months for their rejection letter. But normally you can say, like, after 2 months, and if you haven't heard anything, then it's probably a sign that you are not taken for that particular position. And I thought that, I thought it was a joke when I was sending out rejection letters like 1.5 years later, but no, that was just the case at the time. And the rejection letter that I read to you in the beginning here is something where you would say, this is probably a company that has a really good reputation. There are lots and lots of applicants that really want to apply with them, or who are applying with them. They really do have, they are not lying when they say they have an extremely competitive candidate pool. That's okay. But that's not okay. It's not okay to treat me like trash, to treat me like not being a human being, right? So this is where I want to see a shift. This is where I want to see the job application process changing. I really need us to be more human, or more humane, right? To just simply go with seeing the perspective of the applicant as well. And I know that the HR department has a lot of stuff to do, but the people that are creating these generic rejection emails really need to think about what they are doing, and taking a look at, okay, this person has put a lot of effort into it. I mean, the recruiters will see whether the person has put a lot of effort into the application or not. So if the person hasn't put any effort into it, maybe they can still use their generic emails. But if the person has done a lot of put a lot of effort into it, why not send them a feedback that is really, really helpful? And now another perspective that I want to share with you guys is a very peculiar aspect in the German labor law system is basically that we as the recruiters are not allowed to give out any feedback that is really individual and personalized to you guys who are the applicants. So first of all, when you are in the middle of the application process and you're calling us and you are asking, okay, so can you give me any feedback? We will always say, sorry, we cannot give you any feedback, or just like this general rejection email, there were other extremely competitive candidates and so on. Yeah, so something like that. Because every reason that we would give out to the applicant could be recorded and taken to a lawyer, and then this person could sue themselves into the company. Whether you want to have a job at a company where you have to sue yourself into, that's up to you, obviously. Yeah. But it's possible. And that's why you never get any individual feedback from recruiters when you are applying here in Germany. And that is something that I think is really, really not helpful. And that's where I want to see a shift. So rant over, but that is something that is really annoying to me. It's not cool. Yeah. Thumbs down. It's not cool that you get generic rejection emails because you've put in all of that effort. Let me tell you that. I know how much effort you put into that. Keep on going and think about it. There will be another door that opens up for you that treats you like a human being. Thank you very much and speak to you guys soon. Bye-bye.